Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Burning Truth, and you are listening to live. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 2017, and this is The Burning Truth live. And we're doing today's episode a little bit different. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
It is a little bit different. I'm Matt Burns, and across the airwaves with me is the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goff.
I am. I'm here. I'm alive. And I don't have internet issues.
Funny.
Whereas yesterday, the studio had technical issues due to Matt Burns.
I never touched the thing.
You broke it all.
I didn't break it.
You broke it all.
I never touched it. I didn't touch
And you
anything.
never fixed it.
Funny. However, the technical difficulties that we had did affect us massively yesterday. The studio had no internet access for until certain devices were purchased.
Yeah.
Which I had to go out and fork out some money. I wasn't happy.
Well, you're never.
Could you repeat that?
I said you're never happy.
I am happy. We're in the new year. Wrestling's going well. In fact, British wrestling seems to be making quite a statement, and we'll be making more of a statement soon with the United Kingdom tournament.
So, when you say British wrestling's making a statement, I take it you're on about the world of sport.
I wasn't talking about the world of sport. I was on about more of the United Kingdom tournament that WWE was taking.
Right, okay. Because it's been a week since World of Sports, can we say, re-debuted?
It's you could say possibly re-debuted, but that was more the episode that we saw was more it was it was a trial episode.
And it's had mixed reviews.
It's had some good, some bad, but the one statement that was clear that is all the workers that were involved are actual good workers.
Yes. Like, the question isn't over the workers. The question was over the product that they decided to portray.
Mm.
And was that product the right one for the last day of 2016? Bearing in mind where the landscape of wrestling is today.
Exactly, it's very different, but however, it was nice to see from that went out that, if I'm not mistaken, Nottingham TV actually did a bit of a highlight segment on a training school that I actually recommend, which is the House of Pain Wrestling School,
Yeah.
which is run by Styx.
It was a heavyweight House of Pain.
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. But at the moment, as not many people may or may not, has been actually retiring from wrestling throughout many different companies, as he is, he wants to spend some time with the family, but at the same time also focus on helping train the next generation,
Yes.
which is a worthy cause, and being with family, you can't, no one can argue with him on that point either.
No. So that's an interesting point. The UK tournament, is the UK tournament going to be a success? I have my doubts. I don't think they've got the best 16 British talents in there. I think they could have used some of the existing ones they've already acquired instead of hiring 16 1.0 more on 1 year contracts. They're basically just taking away from the British wrestling scene, which I stated about 15 months ago would happen.
That you did. That you did. And the result of this is, yes,
they're basically just raping the British wrestling scene at the moment. I know raping is a strong term, but they've basically just stripped probably 16 of the best up and coming and current workers that the UK scene has got and just signed them all to 1 year contracts and then just took them away.
Right, and just to get this out of the way, due to the comment that my colleagues just made, and because of the time that we're actually on, I'd like to point out that some of the views and discussions you may not agree with, and audio discretion is advised, and everything. But if you disagree with either one of us or both of us, or anything, you're more than welcome to send us a message through our social media. Send us comments on the Spreaker that you possibly listen to us live now. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to make this a discussion. But I actually do agree in a partial way that as much as they could turn around and say the tournament is great for British wrestling, yes, it is.
How many British wrestlers have they got signed to them at the moment?
Wait, if you listen to me, the problem is the problem with this is this is a 1 month. Is it a month tournament?
Yeah, it's a 2-day tournament.
A 2-day tournament, and they signed the wrestlers for a year, a whole year. Straight away, the 16 wrestlers that are entering the tournament can't wrestle anywhere else, because straight away, automatically, a few wrestlers like, just name a few, Joseph Connors, Wolfgang, Tyler Bate, and many, many more can't actually wrestle on the UK scene. Some of them actually had championship belts.
Yeah.
Which suddenly either have to be either vacated or, vacated / stripped, or, quickly all of a sudden the product, a dramatic change in booking for a wrestling company has got to happen.
It's just unfair because, yes, the talents deserve the call up. I'm never going to say they don't deserve the call ups, but 16 at once.
16 is a big number.
And when they did the Cruiserweight Classic call ups, yes, they had 32 wrestlers there, but they didn't sign them to year deals. And
yeah.
And the year deals are only worth 16 grand in English money.
Fingers crossed.
16 grand in UK money for a year deal. There's something wrong with that amount there. 16 grand is just like a basic job over here.
Basically, what we're saying is we do hope it does actually work out positively, as in, okay, they are booked for a year, and this tournament does more than just a tournament, as in a regular scheduled programming coming into it and everything, so that year contract is fully used up and everything, and the UK scene and the UK wrestlers get to showcase what they can do, is what I would, that's what my biggest concern is. What I don't want is them to do this tournament and then all of a sudden them just go, oh, we don't think it's going to go far. We'll scrap the entire lot, and then we've got 16 good workers unable to wrestle elsewhere because they are contracted. Would you agree with that?
I'd just rather them use the current English workers they've got over there to help with the tournament. Yes, sign a couple of new ones, but you've just signed Big Damo as well to NXT.
If any, spoiler alert ahead, just to make everyone know, this is Big Damo has actually just debuted will be debuting soon on on NXT TV shows, as he will be joining Insanity.
Well, it isn't a spoiler alert. He's been there for a couple of weeks now. It isn't a spoiler alert. He was on the last set of tapings.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's on the tapings, but the actual tapings haven't been
they have.
presented yet.
He's already debuted on NXT television. Like, the recent set of tapings were done yesterday, and so he's already there. I won't spoiling anything there. He is already there. People know his presence.
I was just doing a spoiler alert of the current situation he's in now. Is what I mean. The point being is they've got plenty of workers already that are from the Kingdom scene and Ireland scene and everything, and Scotland, Wales, England, and everything. Top talents, including Wales as well. But the problem that they've got is they're not using them. They've used other different talents. There's one or two that the UK that they already had already. That they put in the tournament. I can name one straight away right now. Danny Birch.
That's the goalkeeper, isn't it?
No. Danny Birch is formerly known as the Governor Martin Stone.
Right, okay. Well, there's loads of British talents over there, like they've got Jack Gallagher, Noam Dar. Why aren't these guys getting a chance to go in the UK Championship? They've got a working relationship with Zack Sabre Jr.
Exactly. Who wasn't even in the tournament.
It's just stupidity. Just absolute stupidity.
It has caused quite a big eruption, if you'd agree with me.
Well,
but
it's just
there is some highs and some lows and everything. However, fingers crossed that the worst of the worst doesn't come, and that this does actually create something quite magical and quite great for the UK scene. Possible, fingers crossed that this creates something magical for like another step up for the British wrestling scene, so that that they've got something to look forward to. So it could end up being a United Kingdom show.
I hope so. Another piece of interesting news, and this could be a rumour, it could be completely false or whatever. Just looking through
pinch salt and speculation.
Yeah, it's just a bit of gossip. John Cena has been posting on Twitter like he does. The last time he posted a picture of a wrestler on there, the wrestler ended up signing with WWE and is now one of their world champions, which is AJ Styles.
Oh.
Now, John Cena has put a picture up of Kenny Omega.
Oh. Yes, I know about this and was actually going to be bringing this up because there has been a statement provided that he has taken some time off and possibly to plan about his because his contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling is about to is due soon to expire.
Yeah. Now, talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling, they've just had Wrestle Kingdom 11, haven't they?
Yes.
And on there was Kenny Omega versus Okada.
Oh.
Now, you've had a chance to watch that match, so I'd like to let you talk about the match.
I can honestly say, for one of the first pay-per-views for 2017, I did not expect them to pull this sort of match out. Absolutely brutal, epic. It was. They made a big deal out of it. Okay, you could say a lot of people like yourself and could say, finisher after finisher after finisher. in a match can reduce the finisher. But this match was one of them sort of big epic feuds. This is where it needed to end. This was going to be a special match because they built this feud up for for quite some time between them, and the match itself didn't disappoint. I actually managed to catch this, and it was just to put it bluntly. Just look at some of the comments on some of the reviews. A lot of people are stating they might have already seen the 2017 Match of the Year candidacy already. However, I'm actually, yes, epic match. Problem there, they've raised the bar very, very high. Now, my question is, anybody ready to step up to it?
Well, I said this to you yesterday.
Yeah, you did. Which I hope they do, and I can actually agree with a comment that you said yesterday. Would you care to elaborate on that?
Well, I think that AJ Styles versus John Cena is going to be match of the year.
It has the potential of being a match of the year because every time them pair have stepped into the ring, it has been epic.
Yes, and it's just going to be just high octane quality.
I know a lot of people can say Cena can't wrestle and everything. Yes, he can. Cena can wrestle. But this is AJ Styles, as JBL would put it, Big Match John. But this match can go any way they want.
Yeah.
And I think either way, the match will be absolutely great.
And it isn't just Big Match John.
What's that?
It isn't just Big Match John Cena. It is someone who is out to prove a point.
Oh, yeah. The promo's been absolutely excellent as well.
Yes.
So we quickly went from Wrestle Kingdom, match of the year candidacy, to John Cena. That will be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, any news you'd like to state, or shall we move on to another subject?
Well, we'll move on to another subject, and then I can drop some news in at a later point.
Okay. The next interesting news to bring up: has anybody seen the new logo for Impact Wrestling?
With the Ventures on it, Impact Ventures is it or whatever?
Anthem.
Anthem Ventures. They basically
Logo.
changed it now to Anthem. Oh, bloody hell, what's it called? Because they've rebranded the company name, haven't they, for the accounts and everything?
No, that's just the parent company.
No, if you look at the official company accounts, they've rebranded it from Impact to Anthem Wrestling something or other, and they've completely.
The channel will still be called Impact Wrestling. However, as soon as you look onto the logo itself, the TNA words is gone completely.
Yeah.
Impact Wrestling, the logo itself, if you want my honest opinion, they need to seriously have a look at it again.
Right.
Because I understand Anthem.
Yeah.
That you want to get your logo out, but the way they've merged it isn't pretty.
It's ugly.
No. It's fugly. It's not ugly, it's fugly. I took one look at it and I was like, that's burning my eyes. It was actually hurting my eyes to see it. It looks like, to put it bluntly, Impact Wrestling, and in the middle at the top, it looks like it's got two combs sticking up out of the words. It looks ridiculous.
Right then.
It looks ridiculous.
So,
And
while we're on with TNA, who
yeah,
has now finished with TNA? Do you know?
go on.
Tough enough competitor, which is Raquel.
Raquel.
Yeah.
Has she?
She was with Jesse Goddard and Robbie E. And it now looks like she's finished with TNA.
Yeah, I know you're on about now. I know exactly what you're on about. It looked like they were trying to create something from her. Make her something different. Make her something special. And then they dropped the whole angle with Jesse Goddard and Robbie E. Completely.
What do you think about Aaron Rex's new gimmick?
Being a villain, being villainous.
No, his new gimmick. It was the gimmick he wanted to use in WWE.
Which one?
The one on he doesn't want to use violence. So it is him, and he has got one of your favourite UK underrated wrestlers with him.
Go on.
Go on. Well, there isn't many UK wrestlers there, is there?
We've got Manjus, who's now just left.
Yep.
And Grado.
And Rockstar Spud.
He just quit.
No, he hasn't.
He did after facing Swoggle.
So, Rockstar Spud has debuted a new gimmick alongside Aaron Rex. So, Rockstar Spud is now being Rex's valet.
Right.
He'll have like a pale blue uniform and a captain.
I believe me, go feeling spoilers.
Well, it's TNA's fault for taping too far in front.
Fair enough. They do tape her way too far ahead.
Whereas Rex is going like for a pimp gimmick. He's got big gold rings on. He's got his white fur coat.
Good lord.
And it's a gimmick he wanted used in WWE, but WWE would never let him. So he's bought it to TNA.
Fair enough.
Which he hasn't given his other gimmick time to settle it. Which why, when we were having the discussion about him, you said it was going to be a big signing for him.
At first.
And it was like the Cody Rhodes situation. You know, if you're a mid-carder in WWE, doesn't mean you're going to be a main eventer elsewhere. If WWE hasn't pushed you to a main event, there's a reason they haven't. And I think people are now seeing that with Aaron Rex.
I got you. However, interesting news.
Yeah.
TNA is chasing a former WWE wrestler.
Go on then.
Alberto El Patron. Or
Right.
El Presidente.
Oh, they've been chasing him for ages, but does it...
Doors have actually been open quite a bit recently.
Yeah.
And they're not bothered about the comments with Alberto.
Right.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, Alberto was actually arrested in Australia.
Yes.
Which involved a few patrons and Alberto's brother.
Right.
And a few injuries and everything. But
okay.
Alberto was arrested. So, regardless of that, TNA are still interested in booking Alberto, El Patron, or El Presidente.
Okay.
Depending on what name he uses.
Right.
So, at the moment, there could be a future match involving him at TNA. What's your views?
I think he'd be a good signing. He's a nice main event level superstar.
Does know his stuff.
Yeah.
And knows how to work a crowd.
Yeah.
And he actually does. I think Alberto was quite underrated.
I just don't think whoever TNA signs is going to make that much of an impact for him. Pun intended.
Not at the moment.
No.
They might not at the moment because there's a lot of changes happening.
Well, it isn't just that the changes. They're on a very limited network.
Agreed.
Which people are going to go, well, he's just been signed by one of the streaming networks over there. Is it Hulu or Hulu or I don't know how you pronounce it. HULU.
Hulu.
Yeah, and they've just been signed for their network.
Are you referring to the TNA streaming service?
Yeah.
That they're doing, which is actually part of the Fight Network.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can look like that. It will look like that because they are an actual streaming service, which they are actually trying to get TNA into the streaming service, which is I can't remember what the cost is of it to be able to watch it, which it looks like it's trying to get into into an area where it could not do them any favors because automatically, as soon as they go into streaming, what network are they going up against automatically?
Yeah, the WWE network.
Which at the moment they're not going to be able to compete with.
No, well, they just don't have the content, do they?
No. They don't.
So it's just fighting a battle that doesn't need to be fought.
But on the other side of the scale, if they don't focus on going at WWE and actually just focus on their own stuff, this could be another way of out to fans. But straight away, seeing through certain decision makings before Dixie stepped down, automatically they lost challenge. They went off Challenge TV, which was one of a channel that TNA was actually getting quite a bit from.
Yeah.
Because it was showing the wrestling on UK. And what made me laugh is, to this day, the reason behind it. Which we have mentioned before, haven't we?
Yeah, which is costing.
What?
The money behind it.
It wasn't just the costing, actually.
Go on.
Are you ready for this? The reason why they wanted to come off Challenge TV is because they didn't want the Americans spoil what had currently already happened to the UK fans.
Well, let them out at the same time.
Right. Why didn't you just let them out at the same time, like you just said? But on the flip side, it won't matter what the American fans said to the British fans because the spoilers for the show were already getting leaked on the internet 4 weeks ahead.
Yeah.
So in actual fact, the Americans and the UK were getting it spoiled at the same time.
It's just logic, innit?
Right, we'll move on from the text. Shall we get to the subject that you want to get to?
Which is?
Your hidden news.
Well, I've covered some of my hidden news there.
Right. I didn't know.
Well, it is some more spoilers I go through, but for the sake of spoiling 2 hours of Impact in 5 minutes, I won't.
You might as well.
There's a new Grand Champion.
No, Moose has been dethroned.
Yeah, by Drew Galloway.
X-Factored.
Brooke Tessmacher's returned.
Carl Ogden. Always been a good worker.
Yeah, well, she got better as time went on.
Yeah. Agree. Anything else?
No, so that's TNA completely covered. Rey Mysterio's making his debut at WCPW soon.
beats me to my news.
What?
He beat me to my own news.
I have your own news,
Yes.
which will be different. It could be good, it could not be good, but we'll give it a chance. Be interesting. Is he going to go up against the other Mexican sensation?
Ali Guerrero.
Yes.
Interesting. That'd be interesting. Or will they be booking Albatron to face against Rey Mysterio?
I'd rather see a British talent go up against him.
I would, personally.
And I think it would be a good fit for him.
Ali Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think it'd be a good fit.
It would. I agree with that. It's a nice challenge.
What news have you got this week?
For my right. For myself, as we mentioned TNA, from this week, we actually dropped some news recently on our social media, didn't we?
Yes.
Which stated that Dixie Carter had stepped down from TNA president.
Thank God.
She is now in more of an energy role for the Fight Network or Anthem. Which, straight away, however, even though she is only in an advisory role, I think, she still does have a minor, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, she has a minor stake left.
A minor stake, which is less than 5%. Which means you still get a fair income depending on how well TNA, Impact Wrestling does.
Yeah.
Which can vary. Now, the next thing, straight away from that, which means there's a new president that's been put up. We won't go through all the details of who's who and everything. If you want to see that, you can just go to our social media. However, because of this, of her stepping down from the TNA president's slot, somebody can come back and be involved in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. Well, two people.
One of them couldn't come back because Dixie actually turned around and stated, as long as she is president, this person will never be back. Which is Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
Now, don't get anything twisted. He isn't going to be on screen anytime soon.
No.
It is in a backstage role with another colleague who has actually worked at TNA before and also worked for WWE, which his name is Dutch Mantel.
Yes.
I was wondering if I know a lot of people may not know who Dutch Mantel is. If anybody wants a bit of a quick background check on him, Zeb Coulter from WWE.
One of the greatest minds in the business.
Agreed. And supposedly was also one of the guys who was fighting and helping the TNA Knockouts when it was getting built up with Gail Kim and Awesome Kong.
Yeah.
So we had at TNA, as well as Jeff Jarrett, who is doing this as this sort of business, but also still working on his own wrestling company to get the TV deal for them.
He's basically in a consultancy role.
Yes.
Well, both of them are in consultancy roles.
Which is still great. It's still good looking for and good news. Is there any news you'd like to drop?
No, I think the things I wanted to cover.
So you didn't want to drop the news that you posted?
Well, I've posted it. People can read it. if they go to our Facebook page, which is The Burning Truth, and you can see all the latest news and gossip that we post.
That will be The Burning Truth on the Facebook and everything. A lot of people I will apologise to some of the Twitter followers. If you're not following us on Facebook, it's a little bit tougher to put some of the posts on Twitter at the moment in time because we are limited on Twitter.
If you can say something in 150 characters, it isn't worth saying.
That's what you.
Text message. You basically could just put a text message on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like a text message system on the internet, but off. But the good news actually dropped some news, which is that you've mentioned two rumored Hall of
Fame inductees, which haven't been confirmed yet by WWE. One of them being DDP. Matt Burns wants to talk about him instead of encouraging people to go to our Facebook page.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yes.
We have to mention that. However, apart from that, we won't mention anything further. If you want to read some additional details, we have mentioned some interesting news for ROH.
Yeah, well, we're on the thing of the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So, where is WrestleMania being held this year?
WrestleMania this year?
Yeah.
I believe. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head now.
It's basically WCW country. It's in Florida. Pardon?
It's alright, I cut out on you.
So it is WCW country that the Hall of Fame is in this year. We're being in Florida.
It's more of Georgia. It's more WCW area though.
Nitro from?
Yeah.
Tampa, Florida.
Florida. Fair venue, isn't it?
So, this is, encouraging me what ways they're looking at going with the Hall of Fame this year. So, I was sitting there on the back and I'm like, right, well, if they've got DP, they've got Ravishing Rick Rude, where do you go next?
I think they'll go with Goldberg.
Well, Goldberg's a shoe-in, isn't he? That's your headliner.
Pretty much guaranteed your headliner.
No, one that they have over there that made a big effort to stick out to me.
Go on.
Stacy Keibler, Torrie Wilson.
Yeah. The question
is it time Torrie Wilson got inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Possibly. No, it's possibly. She did go out there.
She's a Playboy model.
Yeah.
She's done countless things for the WWE. She had a good tenure there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's making me think that she's like the leading candidate this year for.
It does look like it.
For the women's induction on the Hall of Fame. Now, who else can they induct from WCW into the Hall of Fame? T.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it if you did say Booker T then.
I did say Booker T. Why not get the 5-time world champion in there?
Oh, no, get it right. If you're going to do it, it's 5-time WCW Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah. Now, if they want to get most of the roster into the Hall of Fame, they could just induct the NWO.
Pretty much. That'd do it.
But it'll be an interesting time for them to see the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I think you'll see Troy Wilson this year. I think you'll see Booker T, DDP, Goldberg.
Yeah.
Going to be a big class.
Do you know what I think?
Go on.
And he was a heavyweight champion for them.
Who?
He was at the ceremony last year.
Go on.
Vader.
I don't know. I think there's people with better history with WCW that can be in there.
True.
I think if Vader gets inducted, it'll be for his whole contribution to wrestling, not just his WCW heritage.
No, that's what I mean. You can also incorporate his WCW days, his New Japan, his Genning days, his WWE, everything. and he is well deserved of. I think he is well of being a Hall of Fame inductee.
Yes, he is.
Agree.
Well, I won't take that away from him. The man deserves it, but I just don't think it's his time yet.
Not yet. All right.
Especially with people like DDP waiting going, like on WCW. If you want to induct people from WCW, this is the time to do it.
I get you. It would be
like Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff should be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree with that. As much as anyone can turn around and say, oh, he did everything against WWE. Yeah, he did. But at the same time, by him doing that, what did he do for the WWE? He pushed them.
Yeah.
He pushed them to get better. It's another way of looking at it.
Oh, he did push them.
How many days did Nitro beat Raw?
I think it was 70 odd weeks, wasn't it?
Something like that. Many weeks straight. And he forced WWE to improve. Albeit, WCW sort of imploded itself eventually due to many other reasons. But the man does know how to.
Could Raven get inducted?
Possibly, but don't see that happening.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think WWE saw Raven as much of an icon. And there's still to this day the debacle that he had in ECW where he crucified someone.
I know, but for his contribution to wrestling, should he be in there?
I agree.
When's Chris Candido going to get his Hall of Fame inductee? Mr. No Gimmicks Needed.
He won't call that though.
What?
Would he be Chris Candido? Or Skip? Was it Skip? Skip Body Down.
If WWE were going to induct him, I'd think they'd give him the privilege of being called Chris Candido.
They need to. Because the man was a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Loved him when he was at ECW.
Yes.
Thought he was great in WCW. I got the point of the whole Body Donners gimmick.
dying over that.
Apologies for that. Right. Where were we? Hello?
Hello, yes, I'm still here. I was just waiting for you not die on us.
Yes, I do apologise for that. Right. The whole body donors gimmick. I got it a little bit, I just don't think it suited him.
Yes.
But the man knew how. The one thing I will say with Chris Candido, he can make you laugh, he can make you cry. He knew exactly how to work a crowd.
Is Steve McMichael in the Hall of Fame? Did he go in with the Horsemen?
Not sure. I don't think he went in there with the original four.
Right, okay.
I think they were more aiming for the original four. Because if that was the case, right, you'd have Lex Luger in there.
Yeah.
You'd have Dean Malenko in there. And you'd have the He Who Has Shall Not Be Named in there.
Right, okay.
Because they were also recognised as Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
As Kurt Hennig.
I don't think so, not yet.
He should go in. I'll just double check on that one. That's a shame. I think he might have. I'm just checking that for you. Right. Husband. Interesting.
Right.
He hasn't. Wait, yes he has. He is. He is a Hall of Famer. Class of 2007.
Ah, fair enough.
Which is fitting for him.
Yeah.
Deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely deserves it. There's plenty of names that could fit in the Hall of Fame from WCW. It doesn't necessarily have to be from WCW. I'm surprised I haven't put The Rock in yet, but yes, you could say he's still active.
Yeah, well, I think The Rock will go in once he's wrestled his last match. I think that's his plan. Once he's wrestled his last match, then he'll go in.
Not, sort of not to aim to be involved in wrestling as a legend, as a Hall of Famer. If I'm not mistaken, has only one done that. Wrestled as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but it's Ric Flair. But Ric Flair's never retired yet, has he? He's still going.
Speaking of Ric Flair, have you seen the footage he's put up?
No.
Of him lifting that weight?
No.
They're lifting 300 £.
Bloody hell. No, but I think the WCW discussion is probably going to be a nice area for us to finish on.
It is. I'm going to state that there's plenty of wrestling news that we could have discussed, but we've got a lot of it on our social media and everything. But the only thing I will say with Ric Flair, he has hinted to try being the Royal Rumble.
It'd be interesting.
No, he's already throwing hints out saying he might be in the Royal Rumble. We'll see. We'll
Hmm.
see. Well, that aside, right? What do you think? Have you got any? Have you? I want one prediction from you that you think will
Yeah.
happen in 2017.
Hmm.
We'll end on that. What do you think?
Fun.
What do you think of that idea? We'll end
What?
on a prediction that we think will happen on 2017. One each.
I couldn't hear because the mic was breaking up then. Sorry.
All right. I'll repeat it once more. I do apologise if the mic is distorted to everybody. Right. How do you like the idea of us ending this episode with a bold prediction that will happen uh, during 2017?
During this year,
Yes.
John Cena will break Ric Flair's record.
Oh, bold statement. Bold statement. Here's mine. The Undertaker to become WWE World Heavyweight Champion. You know, the SmackDown title.
No, I don't think Undertaker will.
No, that's my statement. I think he will, just before he retires.
It doesn't work enough dates and his body's too broke down to carry the World Championship.
Fair enough. But anyway,
But no, I'll end that there. I'm having a couple technical issues just with the connection at the moment. So if I do disappear, I do apologise. So I will say, Happy New Year to everyone. Looking forward to 2017. We'll be posting a list of dates of shows that we're going to be attending, and we're going to try to give some results out on
yeah,
our Facebook page from the shows.
agreed.
I will be taking my laptop with me to the shows, to most of the shows this year, so we can give like a live coverage update. Just as long as there's 4G signal, I can tether my phone. That's a big part of it. But keep with us. Some exciting things coming, and we look forward to providing you with your wrestling gossip and news for 2017. So on that, I will leave you in the capable hands of the bad boy of British wrestling, Matt Burns, to close out the show.
Wow, I think you just covered most of the stuff I wanted to cover. Well done.
So,
Anyway,
so be safe, folks, and I shall leave you in the capable hands of Matt Burns.
that's fair enough.
As my Skype is looking at me, going, "You've been there for an hour." So
It's locking up. It's locking up.
it's locking up. So I will disappear, folks. I do apologise if this breaks up halfway through.
Right. So with that, folks, from the Burning Truth, we'd like to check out our social media. You're more than welcome to email us on the Burning Truth at outlook.com. If necessary, you can go to the www.matt-burns.co.uk website and click on the Burning Truth, where you will see the episode of the Burning Truth live and also our gaming channel, which is TBT Games. And you can read an editorial that's actually up there at the moment currently. Hopefully, there should be some more editorials soon. We would like to give our usual shout out to the UK Wrestle Fan Zone, as always, as them guys seem to be doing some great work and got some big news coming out soon. So we are looking forward to possibly revealing that, throughout this year to come. With that, if you have any, if you would like to point out any topics that you want us to discuss, or you want to, we don't want this to be a one-sided conversation where we're just throwing news at you. If you want to throw an opinion to us, or we want to make this more of a discussion, so leave comments, messages, and everything. Subscribing and everything, because this doesn't just play. This even though we are live on Spreaker, we do actually have a copy of this going to YouTube and a few other areas of social media. So if you want to, leave comments on the YouTube channel and everything, which is which is under the name of the Burning Truth, on there. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. As always, we always recommend you to check out your local wrestling. And with that, stay well, stay safe. Unfortunately, next week we won't be on our usual scheduled programming on Saturdays at 9 o'clock due to some special events that myself and my colleague has got to attend to. So we could end up doing an episode a day early or a day late. We will, however, post on the social media on our Facebook page, which is the Burning Truth on Facebook. So give that a check out, and you will find out when we are next, what day we are on next week. So with that, say stay well, stay safe, and catch you at the next episode. Catch you later.